About a year ago, Lost in the City, in conjunction with MasterCard, brought you an all-new television experience. 4 aspiring restaurateurs were placed in the spotlight, and just like that, they each got the lifetime opportunity of designing and planning a 3-day fine dining experience whilst competing for the grand prize of 2 million naira and the title of the Kitchen Nigeria. After weeks and weeks of thorough vetting, the judges gave their verdict. The winner for season 1 is... Please put your hands together for Moyo Dumfa! This season, the stakes are higher, the competition is tougher, and the heat is all the way up. The Kitchen Nigeria is set to make another aspiring restaurateur's dreams come through. Hi guys, and welcome to the Kitchen Nigeria Season 2. This time around, the stakes are higher. We're going 2 times and more the prize money. 5 million naira up for grabs, a mentorship program with MasterCard, and lots more. Let's get cooking. And the contestants better come correct. Because of the judges' seat this season, we have the best of the best. Uzuamaka Ume, founder of El Padrino. Ziad Beydoun, co-founder and executive chef at Z Kitchen and Zia Lagos. We also have Tanaz Banham, founder and CEO of Lost in the City. And Benedict Okuzu, founder of the Chef Benedict Culinary Experience.
I'm looking for simplicity and authenticity.
1, passion, because you need to love what you do, especially when you're in such a tasking environment, because you need to wake up motivated.
Food is best experienced when the chef is being authentic to themselves. 2,
resilience. Sometimes that motivation goes.
We've had hundreds and hundreds of entries, and our judges have had the mammoth task of cutting them down to our final 6.
My name is Chef Kelechi Oyiro, also known as Chef Kiki.
My name is Arifola Nwadiku.
My name is Kianchon Samuel.
I really feel like the applications we've received this season have been much more professional.
My name is Bolabo Gibbs, and I am a chef.
I'm a private chef specializing in culinary and pastry.
I'm an executive chef at Bature, executive chef of Pot Belly, and executive chef of Chef Hudu as well.
What I love was, maybe they're not ready now, but the energy and enthusiasm in the videos and stuff that they sent us, you can see that this is really what they want to do. So
I want to be a restaurateur because I think I'm going to showcase Nigerian cuisine to the world.
I want to be a restaurateur because I love creating beautiful experiences for people.
Back in school, I ran a successful mini restaurant.
I believe there's a lot in African delicacies and spices and, flavor that can be exotic, very affordable, and yet very relatable.
I started working professionally as a sous chef, and then I moved up to being the head chef at Hooters.
We had some people concerned that, you have to be qualified, internationally trained chef. But I don't even think any of the contestants we have right now are internationally trained.
But I believe it's not a matter of experience. It's about the quality of work you have to offer.
Do I have any restaurant experience? No. Why do I want to be a restaurateur? I want to be a restaurateur because it's an exciting and rewarding career.
I wish that there's going to be 10 seasons of this so people can keep trying and keep coming back.
As long as you're able to cook or create something on a plate, you can encapsulate and capture the hearts and the stomachs of so many.
I feel like it will be the next step in my journey. And I'm just praying you consider me.
The whole goal and dream is to be able to have my own restaurant one day. And I feel this is the only opportunity I've got.
Because now you have a lot of very close grades and you're like, okay, who's getting this? There's only 1 or 2 grades separating many people. So obviously this is where our combined scores mattered.
I want to change the narrative of the food and beverage industry in Africa. I want to work with passionate people that can actually use that passion to feed their family.
I want my restaurant to be a safe space for people where it goes beyond just eating good food, but they just feel genuinely loved.
For me, it's more than just food. It's the wholesome experience, and that's what I bring to the table.
We're not trying to find the next top chef.
Exactly.
Because there are plenty of chefs out there. We are trying to find someone who has a vision to not just create good food and a good menu, but to offer that service. The contestants that going through to the final round for season 2 of The Kitchen Nigeria are just mind-blowing. They have so much talent, each of them unique talents that really all reinforce the fact that there is so much undiscovered talent in Nigeria. Hi, good afternoon, Chef Gibbs. This is Tanaz from The Kitchen Nigeria. Is this Mobolaji? Is this Palumi?
Yes.
Is this Kudu?
Hi, Tanaz.
Is this Chika?
Yes, this is Chika.
Is this Deborah?
Hi, this is Deborah.
So I wanted to let you know that you're through to the semi-finalist round.
Thank you. That's wonderful. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
Moving on to the semi-finals, we have Deborah, 22-year-old law student and self-taught chef. Pelumi, a 24-year-old chef instructor. Mobology and DG, the two-man team comprising of a chef and a burger expert. Gibbs, a 30-year-old private chef and hospitality consultant. Hoodoo, a 32-year-old chef and founder of Pot Belly. And last but not the least, Waltz, a 28-year-old private caterer and culinary consultant.
To the contestants, I would say you have to really just try your best. And that is what's going to come out in everything you do.
We have a total of 6 contestants. For day 1, we're gonna have 3 contestants go back to back. On day 2, another 3 contestants go back to back. But the trick is, at the end of day 2, we're going to be left with only 4 top finalists.
My culinary expedition started pretty much when I was sous chef, head chef for Hooters Bar and Grill, and then I moved up the scale to work for a Curacao company, Smackers Limited.
I started getting interested in food about 6 years ago. You know, I realized I really loved cakes, but I didn't know how to make them, so I spent a lot of my money on them.
For the longest time, I've always loved to make people happy.
Let's go cut some of the tension.
Gibbs, what are you making for us today?
Today I'll be doing the appetizer option on my menu, and I'll be making a prawns gratin, croquettes, and jollof ratatouille for my vegetarian cook.
For my main options, I'll be making a seafood jollof rice. I'd also be making cauliflower mash and cauliflower steak, and finish up that with a pasta dish.
So I have 2 options, one vegetarian option with brownies and then palm wine marshmallows, and then I'm doing my other desserts as banana bread with salted cocoa caramel, and then sipelebe, also known as peanut brittle.
The overall competition, we're looking at the service and the ambiance. And I think when we're looking at that today, it'll be the way you plate, the way you how quickly you bring the food to the table, and all of those are quite important. So we're very excited to be trying your food today, and we're looking forward to seeing what you're gonna make. So you have 1 hour, and your time starts now.
One hour cooking three options on my menu. 3 options, 1 hour. How do I do this?
The first emotion I'm feeling is nervousness. I am so nervous.
Today is going pretty okay. It's been a calm day, but at the end of the day, we are hoping that we'll be able to wrap up like preps and finish up nicely before the time zone.
The last time I was ever in this kind of situation was a long time ago. I'm not used to this kind of stress.
The contestants have been asked to prepare all their necessary ingredients from home. Once their timer clocks out, the first group will present their dishes to the judges, and one after the other will hear what the judges have to say.
Chef Waltz is actually very nice. He keeps checking up on me, you know, while I'm cooking. He's like, oh, are you okay? Are you good?
You want to taste it?
Yeah, definitely. So Gibbs is my guy, and Debs, I used to know Debs when I used to own a baking company called The Rip News. So I'm literally trying to get my aromatics peeled and cleaned. I'm gonna blend this into a paste. It's gonna be a thick paste. This will form most of the basis for my sauce.
I started making my banana bread. I start by roasting the bananas because just to get a better flavor from them.
I want to do all my mise en place, cut all my veggies. So I'm cutting my veggies, I am cutting the shallots, I'm roasting my peppers as well.
I'm trying to cook my pasta al dente. I'm just gonna put the water on and season it a bit with some salt and oil and let that boil. And I'm gonna pour in the pasta in there to cook, and I'll take it out and cool it and put it somewhere else and work on my pasta sauce.
What are you doing over there? I'm making a aioli. I roasted some garlic and I have it in here with lemon. I'm doing some herbs with it as well. I'm gonna do a sweet and spicy, so I'm doing a little bit of sweetness to it as well. Yeah, I'm serving it with my ratatouille.
Chef Waltz, how about you?
I have decided to start off the smoky effect by decarboxylating coal. I already have a kickstart of the smoky flavors in the tomato base. So even if I don't roast my tomatoes, I still have that smoky effect. So I think that's one thing that's very peculiar about this jollof. I actually want to lick it up right now, but I'm not going to do that.
Chef Debs?
Hi, Chef.
How's it going?
I started prepping for my salted donkwa caramel. I'm making my caramel with it, and I start by dissolving the donkwa balls into a little water, and then I strain it because I want my caramel smooth, and I make the caramel. Then I'm making my candied hazelnut, and I'm making my brittle, and then I start by browning butter for my brown butter cream cheese frosting, and I let the brown butter come back to solid state.
Good luck, everybody. We're very hungry and excited. See you soon.
Thank you, Chef.
So this is my twist to a traditional ratatouille. A ratatouille is basically a tomato-based sauce topped with seasonal veggies. But I am reinterpreting it for my vegetarian dish. So I have introduced a plant-based vegetarian meat. So I'm assembling it like a casserole, and I'll bake it.
I'm feeling very anxious because working in a small kitchen with 3 people it's very nerve-wracking.
And I must say we are all present. And so we are like, there's obvious hitting of each other. Please, can I have my way? Hot. Coming from the oven to the sink to the table.
It's going chaotic like a usual kitchen brigade, so it's not something really off the hook.
People are trying to use the burners while you're using the burner, while you're trying to use the burners too, and it's like everybody wants to use the burner at the same time, and you have to do what you have to do before the judges, get here.
Everybody's doing their own thing. We have the same station to work on. We have the same stoves to cook with. We have the same sink to use. I need to take a breather.
The contestants have just 25 minutes to round up, and guess what? They've run out of gas.
So I'm trying to make the caramel for my peanut brittle, and the worst thing is happening. The gas has finished in the middle of a competition. It's my worst nightmare.
Prum. Normally it comes on. There's no gas. I'm flustered seeing that the gas isn't working. It just means that we have to work with one fireplace.
Hey! How do you cook in 1 hour without gas? We all wanted to cook at some point, so it was a thing of having to wait for the other person to come through.
My other teammates are using the convection burners, so I cannot even go there to use the burners, and I'm so nervous. I'm almost panicking. It is almost time for us to plate, and if I don't have this brittle, my dish cannot be complete.
3 chefs cooking in a kitchen, tight kitchen, no gas.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. The worst part of today is my caramel buns for my candied hazelnuts. I'm dipping the hazelnut strands in the caramel, but then it's too thick, so I try to reheat it. And along the line, because I think I'm trying to plate, so I end up forgetting it. And then the caramel burns totally, and I didn't even have, a lot of extras left. That's the worst part of today.
Time to serve the pasta, and it is looking dry. I had to quickly tell Gibbs, what's up, do you have cooking cream? And he's like, oh yeah, he has one. And then I quickly grabbed it. I didn't listen, but I know he said something, taste the cream. before putting it in. In my head, I'm like, oh, cooking cream, just pour it right in. And then when I poured it, like the rheology of the cream was so watery. I'm like, what the f is this? It gave what it gave, and I was happy.
You cannot make mistakes with these things. The veggies have to have a certain texture, a certain salt level. And so I'm making sure these are the things that are on top of my mind as I'm layering honey glazed vegan meat, which is something that's very important to me. So I layer my veggies on the sauce, and I know that I have to put it in the oven so I can focus on other things. So I now have to focus on the croquette. I just like to make sure everything is perfect, but guess what? I did not calculate the amount of potatoes that I needed. But I forget that I'm going to make a mash, and guess what? I did not cut enough. So I'm looking at the cubes and I'm like, what do I do, what do I do, what do I do? If I half it, it might not be enough for this dish or that dish. And so I just half it, I'm like, you know what, whatever comes out, comes out.
I've also macerate my raspberries in palm wine because for one of my desserts, I'm making palm wine marshmallows. So this is supposed to be an accompaniment. So it's just bringing the theme that it's palm wine.
And I'm not sure about the time right now. I'm confused. Like, because I don't want my gratin to overcook. So it has to be well timed from when they will tell us to stop to when it's going into the oven.
I just got here like 2 seconds ago. How is it time for me to plate? I'm just moving at 1,000,000 miles per hour, trying to see if I have all my elements in place. And I'm checking if, all the elements for my banana bread based dessert is complete. I'm checking to see if the elements for my brownies and marshmallows based desserts, is complete. And I'm just trying to see how, I can work with time.
Everything is train. Hey! Only God can save me now. I believe I can fly. Come on. I believe I can soar. You gotta sing. Singing actually helps me in the kitchen. It does help me because the two most important things in my life right now is performing and cooking. When I'm in that space, I forget everything. No one likes to go first, obviously, because everybody's going to learn from my own mistakes. If there's someone before you, you will learn. But there's nobody to learn from.
I'm trying to be calm as possible, ensuring that everything comes out pretty nicely, plate is clean, there's no debris or dirt or anything. I think the way I switched it up made everything seamlessly flowed.
I'm so nervous thinking about all the ways that this can go wrong. And I'm trying to arrange my elements in a way that is visually appealing. Then I'm trying to plate my dessert with the banana bread, and I have a problem with the frosting. It's not super firm, like I would have wanted it.
And 3, 2, 1. Time up! Our talented kitchen entrepreneurs have now used up their hour, and ready or not, it's time for a ceasefire. First up, serving the appetizer menu is Gibbs.
Hello, judges.
Hi, Chef Gibbs. Wow.
Standing in front of them, I'm seeing their faces. I'm like, what to expect, what to expect, what to expect. I really don't know what to expect.
What I've tried to do today is basically cook prawns, potatoes, carrots in a creamy sauce, and I cooked it I baked it with mozzarella and Parmesan in a mussel shell.
These people are well-traveled, and they're going to judge you based on their own palate and standards of cookery.
The banga was excellent in terms of it's very flavorful, but I don't think it pairs well with this. I think once you eat it with the potato and the ham, it kind of disappears a bit.
For my second dish, I have a ham and cheese chicken croquette. I love potatoes. They speak to me. I don't know, I just feel like they speak to me. And what I've tried to do today is basically do a potato mash mixed with chicken, ham, and mozzarella. I rolled it in a bowl, dredged in egg wash and bread, and deep fried, and I've served it with a banga reduction. Basically, banga reduction is localized banga, but elevated my way. I love taking Nigerian staples, and that is what I have on the plate for you today.
I think it's cool that you can taste everything in the dish. Like we're sharing it, but we're tasting all the flavors.
Like I would easily eat that on my own.
And for my third option, I have a jollof ratatouille. I started my sauce with a sauce de tomate, and I elevated it and add a little bit of the notes of what you find in your typical jollof, and layered it with seasonal veggies, which is what is traditional about a ratatouille, a plant-based vegan meat.
Every dish was just amazing. It left an impression on all of us.
Thank you so much.
Ratatouille for me, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much.
Very well done.
Thank you so much.
Really.
I really feel like in your banga and your gratin, like you did very well with the potatoes.
That gratin.
Yeah, was actually perfect. But if I had a little bit of salt, it'd have been over perfect.
When I cooked it, I tasted it, and I felt I didn't want it to be too salty, especially because it was going with the sauce.
And the cool thing is, we could taste everything in your little appetizer. Like we were sharing it, but you could taste everything in every bite, and I thought that was really impeccable.
Yeah, well done. Thank you so much.
Next up, we have Walt serving the main dish.
Hello, chef. Hello. How's it going? I said to do a red wine, cauliflower steak, and then I've served you a cauliflower mashed potatoes with some sauteed vegetables and some broccoli and cauliflower that has been steamed with some bechamel. So presented to you, torso and pasta. What we've done with the torso is we've cooked it for 4 hours, let it soak up all of this red wine, and we have transformed that into a pan and pan fried it with a bit of yaji. So it's caramelized on the top so that we can have that Maillard reaction, and it could change in terms of colors and stuff. So we have cooked for you a creamy tomato pasta, and we have served that with a garlic bread and coal oil.
That torso pasta, I felt like I was eating suya pasta, but not in a very local way.
Yeah,
right?
it's
Like
elevated.
You had that really good yaji flavor.
Yeah, I felt
and
like
the tozo was like perfect.
Your flavors
and I
are
think
very
you
refined.
and they're very Nigerian.
So for this course, it's a simple classic. It's jollof rice, mixed and tossed with calamari, shrimp, prawns, and a bit of fish, tossed together white fish, and cooked with carrot and the jus from the production of the seafood mixed together, and we've served you a seafood tomato rice.
It's
This was
fantastic.
nice. This was nice.
I'd order this in the restaurant.
Epic thing about your dish you need to understand is if you left here today, those are all 3 fantastic restaurant dishes.
And finally, we have Deborah with the dessert menu.
Hi, Deborah.
Hello, Deborah.
So this is a chocolate brownie with palm wine marshmallows, and then the raspberries are also macerated in palm wine, and then those are candied hazelnuts.
Are you self-taught or professionally trained?
Self-taught. I'm a final year law student, University of Ibadan. Yeah.
That's amazing.
And you like developing recipes, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
How old are you?
22.
Wow. Wow, thank you so much.
Silent killer.
That's what I said. You look like a silent killer. For a self-taught person, I would have not been able to teach myself how to do that at 22.
This is delicious.
So I think the judges are actually very friendly as we're presenting our dishes to them. So I'm here again with my second option. So this is banana bread with a salted donkwa caramel.
What is donkwa?
Donkwa, they are peanut balls, spiced peanut balls.
There we go. Right.
Peanut balls.
Yes, spiced.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, from the northern region of Nigeria.
Yes.
So this salted donkwa caramel, and then sisik pelebe peanut brittle. So every element there is banana and granite except the frosting.
Wonderful, wonderful. This is just gorgeous.
No, this is juju.
No.
This is not Holy Spirit. This is
No.
I think I speak for all of us and say like, wow, that was super impressive. I mean, for one, you're self-taught. 2, you're so young. To be able to think of those combinations the way you did was super impressive.
Seeing the reception, to my dishes, I feel a lot more confident. I feel a lot more, happy and relieved.
And the good news is your law degree is going to help you as a businesswoman.
Yeah.
That's the good news.
Don't quit law.
Don't quit law.
It will always help you some way or the other.
So my parents, they've been paying my school fees for the past how many years? I mean, will I wake up one day and say, I'm not doing law again?
Well done.
Thank
You're
you.
very talented.
Thank you.
Our contestants today were simply off the chain. They have definitely raised the bar. Would our contestants tomorrow be able to keep up? You have to keep watching The Kitchen Nigeria Season 2 to find out. On the next episode of The Kitchen Nigeria Season 2, Hoodoo gets into a fit of rage. Mobology and Digi forget an important ingredient. And Pelumi Sugarcoat is in ruins.
Hi, my name is Yosola Tere, and this is the Kitchen Nigeria Season 2. The reason why we're here for Season 2, it's really about encouraging the SMEs within that space and being a part of their journey as they scale and really get a true experience as to what it is to own a restaurant, run a restaurant, and create the right experience and the right ambiance for the different segments of customers. The focus for MasterCard really is to have a larger impact on the Nigerian SME, the Nigerian card holder, and the Nigerian business. That's what it's about for us.